Jair Cunha is a red. Afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news, where Jair Cunha has signed for Nottingham Forest. But before we go into that, I just want to take a further moment to pass on my condolences and everyone associated with FFTV on the tragic loss of life of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family, with everyone associated with Liverpool and Wolves and all his previous clubs. So with that said, let's get into the news. So it's broken now that Jair Cunha is a red. And boy, does it sound good, especially on a day like today. This news has lifted my spirits somewhat. It's been breaking in the last few minutes all over the place that he signed yesterday for Forest. And for a fee that's reported to be 12 million euros, which is about 10 million pounds. And that for me is fantastic business because boy, does he look good in the Forest shirt there. This is a defender who has excited me from what I've seen of him, who already looks like he has some outstanding attributes when it comes to that right-sided centre-back position, who I think has shone really well for Botafogo, especially in the Club World Cup. And there are similarities in his career path so far to Murillo's very limited first-team game time exposure, and he's already stood out like a real player. 6'6", still very young, on his way to Forest for about 10 million pounds. That's fantastic business. And he should be able to feel right at home off the bat because Igor Jesus will be there, who's obviously been his teammate at Botafogo. He's got Murillo, same age, same kind of position, same Brazilian nationality. We could have, and I'm not exaggerating here, the centre-back pairing for the Brazilian national team in years to come. And that is absolutely mind-blowing. Now, what we don't know yet is the ins and outs on how the deal broke out because there's been a lot to this backstory, a lot of back and forth. If I take your minds back a good, probably month ago now, the original reports were saying that Jair Cunha, that Igor Jesus and Cubano were all coming to Forest. The Cubano one broke down, and then there was reports a couple of weeks ago to say that Jair Cunha was wanting to stay at Botafogo. Now, what may happen here, and I'm speculating at this stage, is could this be Forest have signed the deal and may loan him back out to Botafogo for the remainder of their season, which runs until December? I don't know yet, but I wouldn't be opposed to that. My biggest kind of happiness from this today is that we've signed this, because the more I've seen of him, the more I just look at him and think, baller. Absolute baller at the back. I still think he's a little rough around the edges, sometimes a bit too aggressive in his tackle, gets slightly out of position, but with his strength, with his pace in relation to his height, with his potential going forward, as in his career, this is an absolute bargain that Forest have picked up. 10 million is absolutely nothing. So I'm really excited to see what he can bring to the table. Now, would I personally want to loan him back to Botafogo? This is a tough question. I'd like your guys' inputs on this in the comments below. I'm torn on this one. I would say it depends what we're doing with the rest of the centre-backs. Forest are collecting quite a team, quite an army of centre-backs at the moment. Just off the top of my head, you got Milenkovic, you got Murillo, you got Morato, you got Bolly, who's been extended on his contract, you got Tyler Binden coming in, you got now Jair Cunha, you got Carmo coming back from the Greeks, but there's talks about him maybe going to Leicester. So we're already at 7 here. Now, unless Nuno's plan is to switch to a back three formation, which traditionally has been one of his favoured ones, I use that quite a lot at Wolves, then I think for me, looking at that list that I just said to you, I think he's better than Morato. And Morato's been the backup to our defensive two. And I think he has more potential than Morato. Now, Morato himself isn't very old. I think he's 23, 24. He just looks a lot older because of the size and physique of him. I just think there's so much more potential in Jair. Now, I'm not of the mindset with him that I was with Murillo when he came in. It was like, chuck him in the team, man. He's better than, I think we had Worrell back then, McKenna, etc. Get him in, get him in. I think what we've got already is one hell of a pairing in Murillo and Milenkovic. And I don't know, I'm just excited by it. What would you guys do? What would you guys do? I almost would say, if you put a gun to my head right now, I'm saying have him as the first choice backup in the squad so that we can develop him as well. Maybe use him if we end up in the Conference League or Europa, whatever it is. I think that's good exposure and experience for him, especially if it's the conference. I think he could grow really well, get used to European football and everything like that in it. And maybe that is the plan with the amount of centre-backs we've got, that the likes of him, Tyler Binden, could get that experience as well. FA Cup matches, League Cup matches, etc. But I look at him and think he's getting close to being ready for first team football. So this should keep Milenkovic on his toes because his position is on that right-hand side against Milenkovic. I'm not going to lie to you, the inner football kid inside me looks at this and thinks, I want to see the Brazilian pairing at the back. And you guys know I love Milenkovic. He's been probably, for me, at least in the discussion for our player of the season last year. But there's something about that Brazilian pairing that sounds quite tasty at the back. I don't know. I feel sorry for Nuno in a positive way because he's got some excellent decisions and tough decisions that he has to make in this defensive lineup. Now with Ola Einar looking like he's going to sign his new contract, even though he's already got a 1-year extension triggered. You got Nico Williams on the other side, who signed a new contract, which is fantastic news as well. The centre-backs are looking good. But what would you do? What would you do? Let me know in the comments down below. So just to confirm back to you, the deal here, 10 million, 5-year contract. Reports are that he signed last night for Forest, and he's ours. And what a player he's going to be. Get your thoughts in the comments down below. Guys, please, if you can, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And just a final message on Jota, should I say, both Diego and on Andre. Just remember that there's more to life than football. Yes, let's use football as an outlet from, a break from work, from the stresses of life and everything. But look after your health, look after your family, and make sure you make the most out of this life we have, because it is very, very short. We will see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.